Hey, it's Bruce. Welcome back to my home. I'm going to make one of my favorite sandwiches tonight. It's probably going to surprise you. It's not meat. It's a Portobello sandwich. I've been making it for a couple of decades. It's grilled sourdough, portobellos, Asiago, sprouts, pesto mayo. It's really, really good. I always start with the portobellos and marinate them. A lot of people marinate the portobellos and then grill them. I like to roast them first so they dry out just a little bit so they really suck that marinade in. They get like a real nice meaty texture. So let's get started on it. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to start prepping the portobellos. They're going to take about 4 hours to marinate. Then we're going to come back out and we're going to start on dinner. So stick around and we're going to have some fun. All right, let's get to making the marinade. So we're going to do this nice basic marinade for the portobellos. As I've showed you, we're taking the portobellos, we're roasting them off first, so they dry them out a little bit, so they really suck up that marinade. We're going to let them sit for about 4 hours, and then we're going to grill them. So let's talk about the marinade. So use a 1/4 cup of diced onions. A tablespoon of minced garlic. 2 tablespoons of dry basil. Most cases I like to use fresh. Things like this I like to use dry because it pulls some of the extra moisture out of the marinade, so it makes it a little bit thicker and binds to the end product a little bit more. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. And then for wine, we're going to use a red wine now. I'm using a Malbec. Big fan of Malbec. Not necessarily, it has to be in this recipe. Use whatever wine you like. I just happen to like a Malbec, and I'm only using a cup, so there's going to be some left over. And then we're going to add our oils into it. Normally, if I'm dressing, I'm going to do it real slow because I want to emulsify it. Once again, we're doing a marinade. Doesn't necessarily need to be as thick and emulsified, but so. One cup of vegetable oil. And then about a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to finish that off to give it just a little bit of nuttiness, because who doesn't like a little bit of nuttiness in their lives? I'm going to give it about a tablespoon of sesame oil. I find that kind of gives it a little bit of earthiness and nuttiness that goes really well for it with the portobellos. And we're just going to blend this up. Okay, now we got the blending started. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons Now we got it starting to blend up. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of Dijon. And a nice little red wine garlic smoothie. Now we're going to add this to the mushrooms. Let them sit for 4 hours. All right, let's talk about portobellos. So I got 6 nice size caps. Um, the gills, you can cut it. You can cut them out, leave them in. Doesn't really matter. People are going to tell you different things. I leave the gills in because that's how I was taught. I know a lot of people trim them out. It doesn't matter one way or the other on a portobello. So let's go ahead. So what I'm going to do to clean them is I'm going to just basically rinse them off, but instead of using water, I'm going to take some of my olive oil. All right, well, this is actually taking about 15 minutes. They've had a little bit more moisture in them. They're a little bit bigger portobellos, but we've got them to that 15-minute mark now, and they're where I want them to look. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, get them marinated, and then we'll be back in 4 hours to get them on the grill. All right, we're going to go ahead and put the mushrooms in the marinade. I just pulled them out of the oven. They're going to be really hot, so be careful. Make sure you wear a towel. And then when you take them off, make sure you're using tongs. So we're just going to keep loading this up. We're just going to pour this marinade over it. This marinade's probably going to actually enough for about a dozen or more stems. We're going to go ahead and just let it sit in there, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how they turn out. All right, we're going to start with the garlic bread. So let's get that going. It's just garlic, butter, olive oil, and a little bit of the Bragg Farms. It's a garlic seasoning. One of my favorite spices. Oh, I wish you could smell this. We're just going to crisp up the bread, get nice grill marks on them. Okay, let's go ahead and flip these over. Throw them over on the side. Let them continue to toast up a little bit. Now let's get some portobellos on. They're grilling up nicely, getting a little bit of color on them. We'll have those bottoms to crisp up just a little bit. And they're just about there. So I'm going to flip them, and then we're going to add some cheese. And I'm using Asiago that I've shaved. And the Asiago is going to tell us when the portobellos are done cooking, because once those portobellos get nice and marked on the other side, same time the Asiago is going to be nice and melted. We want that nice stringy pull on the Asiago. All right, let's build a sandwich. So we're going to start off with some pesto mayo. Red onion. Portobello. Sprouts. Pesto mayo on top. Like I said, my favorite sandwich. So good. The cheese, the portobello, the sprouts, lots of texture, lots of flavor. Love it. Cheers.